What's up, y'all? It's the Dr. Investor back again with another video. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about real estate investing, personal finance, personal growth, and entrepreneurship. I got another fire topic for you guys today. So today I'm going to be talking about how to become a Section 8 landlord in Chicago. The key to being a Section 8 landlord in Chicago, you need to market your rental property to the places Section 8 tenants are looking at. So, in Chicago, Section 8 counselors specifically tell their tenants to look for properties on affordablehousing.com. That's where 95% of tenants are looking for properties. Other tenant properties are on common websites such as Zillow. And Zillow is a great website because it's an aggregate. It has many sister websites where it will also list your property on if you just list it on Zillow. And it's very important in your housing description to make sure you put in all caps, Section 8 tenants are welcome. Once you start listing your property on these websites, you'll start getting inquiries saying, oh, I'm a tenant with a Section 8 voucher and I'm interested in renting your property. So Section 8 will usually issue vouchers based on the number of bedrooms. So it's very important when listing your property, making sure when you list the amount of bedrooms you have, that you're listing the amount of legal bedrooms that you have. Section 8 is administered. Chicago Housing Authority has a set of guidelines of what they consider a legal bedroom in Chicago, which I would recommend all landlords go to are interested in the Section 8 program. This will help make sure that you know the criteria for a legal bedroom. And if you're in the rehab process, and make sure you are punching out those boxes to ensure that that specific space that you're designated to be a bedroom is in fact a legal bedroom. So once you find a tenant you like and that wants to move into your property and you screen them properly, like I said, screen your tenants. Just because the rent is guaranteed does not mean you should be lackluster with your screening. With Section 8, I would say you need to be more diligent than ever with your screening. Make sure you're doing background checks, credit checks. Make sure you're seeing how that tenant withholds their property. Make sure you're calling prior landlords to see how they maintain previous properties, because it's very important that you get an individual in your unit that's going to take great care of your unit. That is the most important step in order to be a successful Section 8 landlord, because you just don't want to be a Section 8 landlord. You want to be a successful Section 8 landlord. Once yourself and the property passes that background check, then Section 8 will schedule an inspection. So the purpose of this Section 8 inspection is to make sure that the house is safe for the tenant that is going to move in. And Section 8 has a long outline of what they require a safe property to be. You have to make sure you're hitting all those checklists to save yourself any time from failing inspections, scheduling re-inspections. Make sure you read that document before you do your inspection. So if you're in the rehab process, making sure your contractors are punching out those line items to make sure you pass that inspection. And if this is a new property that you bought, making sure that property will pass that Section 8 inspection, because you're looking at those guidelines. So once you pass that Section 8 inspection, then there's the last step. Then you tell Section 8 how much you would like to be paid for this property. So Section 8 will pay you based on fair market rent. If you want to know the specific criteria and how they determine how much you're going to be paid, look at my prior video, which I detail exactly everything Section 8 takes into account on how much rent they're going to pay landlords in Chicago specifically. but essentially you put forth a rent offer of how much you want to be paid. Section 8 will either accept that rent offer or counter that rent offer with how much they think fair market rent is for your property based on the number of bedrooms, the condition of the property, amount of utilities, and several other factors. So once that step is complete, there will be a housing assistance payment contract that will be executed. This specific contract that Section 8 will mail to you through DocuSign to sign. It will outline who is the head of the household, which is the Section 8 voucher holder, and who is on their voucher. So only individuals on this voucher can live in your property. So other individuals are most likely the children that this individual has. So Section 8 typically issues vouchers to single mothers. There typically will not be a father head of the household. In some situations, I've seen single fathers get Section 8 vouchers, but typically the head of the household will be one of the parents, and then the additional inhabitants that can live in that property are the other children. But like I said, there's situations where Section 8 issues vouchers to elderly individuals, and Section 8 may issue vouchers to disabled individuals. So everyone has their specific circumstance, but that's the most common. And in this housing assistance payment contract, it will also outline the amount of total rent you will get and outline the amount that the tenant is responsible for paying and the amount that Section 8 will be paying. This will also detail who's responsible for paying utilities. It will either be Section 8, the tenant, or the landlord, or a mixture of Section 8 and the tenant. So this will outline specifically who pays for what. So you will be required to sign that housing assistance payment contract, and the tenant will also be required to sign that contract. That will solidify that both parties have an understanding of who pays for what and how much. This will solidify that both parties, which is the landlord, Section 8, and the tenant, understand how much each party is paying for. This contract outlines how much each party is paying for and who has responsibilities for what. So if you want a Section 8 tenant to live in your property for a long time in Chicago, you as a landlord are responsible for making sure you uphold that unit, making sure that you're tending to maintenance requests within a timely manner, making sure you're enforcing your lease. And if unfortunately you have to evict somebody, you have to make sure that you're going through that process. And with Section 8, there's typically inspections every year or every 2 years. Section 8 will catch if you're not withholding your property to Section 8 standards, which are those inspection standards, and they will make sure that your unit are within those standards by doing those inspections every year or every 2 years. So that's a wrap on my video on how to become a Section 8 landlord in Chicago. If you like this video, you know what to do. Make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you know anybody at all that will benefit from my content, make sure you're sharing it with them. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe to my page. We need to get that subscriber number up and up and up, all the way up. The Dr. Investor is out.